Okay, so this question, there are 4 different surfaces, and the time was recorded, right, for the electric car to pull the wooden box, because this electric car has a string. Okay, this string here. Okay, notice they didn't say it's a spring, but it's a string. So we cannot say there's elastic spring force. Okay, so they say state 2 forces acting on the wooden box. Okay, I want you to highlight this part, which I already mentioned here. You highlight this part because they say as it is being put by the toy car. Okay, this part, as it is being put by the toy car. Okay, why is it important? Because without this statement, you can write down gravitational force. Because gravitational force is always present, right? Okay, but they say as is being put by the toy car. So we can only accept these 2 answers. Frictional force, because as this block moves forward, right? Frictional force will act on the opposite direction. So you get this one. Okay, frictional force between the box and the surface. And secondly is the pulling force by the string acting on the box. So there's a pulling force here. So take note, you cannot write gravitational force, because they say as is being put by the toy car. Okay. Next. Okay, so this is a traffic light. So this is a special surface coated with something. So based on team's result, which surface is more suitable for the above purpose? Okay, so I give you a hint here. I said different surfaces have different degree of roughness, resulting in different frictional force. Okay, so this one, the hint is here. So you're supposed to explain why the time taken for the wooden box to move across this distance x, right, on different surfaces is different. So you just mentioned different surfaces have different degree of roughness. Okay, I help you with this. I put it here. Okay, this part. Make it black color, easier to see. Okay. Different surfaces have different degree of roughness. Okay, maybe change it to blue or green. Green easier to see. Okay. Different surfaces have different degree of roughness. The rougher the surface, the more friction it exerts. Therefore, wooden box will take a longer time. Therefore, the wooden box will take a longer time to move across distance x on a rougher surface than on a smooth surface. Okay, so we take note of this. Okay, let you copy down this one for those who need help. Okay. Okay, for this one, part C. Part C, which surface is most suitable to stop the car? Okay, so you look at here, right? The time taken. Okay, to move. Okay, because can you see, the longer the time it takes, means that the surface exert more frictional force because the electric car is applying the same pulling force. So in this answer, right, is surface S. Okay, because S took the longest time. Can you see this part? Oh. So surface S took the longest time to pull the wooden box. That means it's most difficult to use surface S while pulling the wooden box. So for this question here, okay, I put here S, it has the greatest frictional force. Okay, maybe I do the full answer here and for you to write down. Okay, for this part. Not enough space. Let me see. Okay, somewhere like that. Okay, so the answer is this part. You write S. Okay, this part, this is the answer. Okay, surface S, it has the greatest friction between, it has the greatest friction between, okay, because the wooden box took the longest time to move substance, to move distance X, where X is fixed. This shows that it can slow down the car the greatest. Okay, slow down the car the greatest so that the driver able to stop the car easily before the traffic light. Oh, so this is this part answer. Okay, so you take note of this. Okay, I say show you this thing. I just show you a quick video clip on this James Bond car. Some amazing car that have enhanced the. Okay, you watch this video.
Pull over to the side and stop.
Okay, James Bond car is firing a high-powered laser to cut the metal across. It's burning the melting the metal. Okay, when a person apply the brake, because this car is moving forward, there's a forward momentum. So this part will slide off, as you can see here.
What happened?
Salt corrosion.
This part here, I will fast forward this part. Okay, I would fast forward this part and okay, you see this part, right? Because one of the tire bursts, right? So when the tire rubber bursts, right, only this part is exposed. This is a very hard metal rim. It's actually cutting the ice surface. Okay, so as a car go around the ice, is actually cutting the piece of ice, as you can see here. So you see, this part of the metal is cutting the ice, the frictional force produced by this metal blade. So because this car has gone around the yellow car, right? Sooner you see the yellow car will sink into the lake. Okay, because this has been cut, this part. So the weight of the car is actually causing it to sink down. Okay, this outrigger, there are similar question tested in PSLE. Okay, because the car is quite heavy, so by spreading out this outrigger, the surface area, right, it has been increased. So the weight of the car is being distributed on a bigger surface area, just like people on ski. So if you don't wear the ski, right, you step on the snow is soft, so it will sink into the snow. So they have devised this device, an outrigger for this car to move on ice or move on snow.
James!
Okay, second thing, spikes below this tire increase the frictional force. Can you see this part? Sharp spikes. So this car is able to move on slippery ice easily. So in skiing, I say this part, the car won't sink on the ice. So let's see what happens next. They have a rocket propulsion system. So this car is gaining kinetic energy. Can you see? Later you will fly up this part because this car have a rocket engine.
Brace yourself.
Using kinetic energy. Okay, so the kinetic energy change to what? GPE, right? Able to leap over this building. For this car can press on the building. Okay, this part, I see the ski being knocked down by the tree, so that this car will sink into the snow already. This part, you see, right? Being knocked off, right? Knocked off. So it sink into the. So the people are wearing the ski, so this one will spread their body weight so they can ski down the slope.
We almost made it.
Self-destruct the car. Okay, they can ski down this part. So there are some PSLE questions they ask, how does the ski ride help to distribute the weight of the skier, allowing them to ski smoothly without sinking into the soft snow? So you say that the skis, right, increase the surface area, okay, surface area in contact with the snow. So we distribute the weight of the skier over a larger surface area.
Come on, quick, go!
Okay, so that's all for this video sharing. So we come back to the question, this part. Okay, this one, I show you this one already to make it more interesting. So this part B, quite easy to answer, right? Relationship between angle of the pulling. So you can say, as the angle increase, right, the pulling force increase. Okay, this part very easy. Control C. Okay, this one. When the angle increases, the pulling force increase. Okay, next one. Based on the graph, why is it a disadvantage to push the cart using a shorter plank? Can you see the shorter plank, the angle is greater? So you say the shorter plank has a larger angle, so more force is needed. Okay, this part. Okay. Okay. A short plank has a larger angle between the ground and the plank than that of a long plank. This means that Peter needed to exert more force to push the carton up the plank. Okay, this part, I will send to you shortly for this few answer. Okay, this one, question 3 also. Okay, question 3, easier to lift. Okay, this one. Okay. Because there are wheels, right? So you should say the wheels on box B reduce the friction between the box and the floor. Oh, this part. The wheels on box B reduce the friction between the box and the floor, so box B could be pulled more easily than box A. Explain why Jack still conduct a fair test even when he used different material to fill the box. Okay, because this one is not affected by the material, right? Because it's the same mass. So you underline this part. Fill with 10 kilograms of stone, 10 kilograms of sand. Okay, 10 kilograms of stone is the same mass as 10 kilograms of sand. Oh. So you must mention that he used the same mass. Okay, since box A and box B had the same mass, the amount of force pressing between the surface is the same. Okay, for this one, for this one is this. Okay, make it smaller. Okay. I try to squeeze it here, this part. Okay. Since box A and B had the same mass, the amount of force pressing between the surfaces of the box and the floor is the same. Therefore, the experiment remained a fair test, even the boxes contain different materials. Or it's not the material that counts, it's the mass. Okay, so this direction will move forward. Okay. So the car will move this way because the air release here. So there was, which direction would the car most likely move? So you indicate this direction. And then question 4, last question already, right? Yeah, last question. So let me finish this part. Question 4. Okay, temperature, because as you know, friction produces heat, right? Okay, so when the box is moved many times along the wooden surface, heat was produced. Heat was generated when the box overcame the friction between the box and the ram. This caused the temperature of the box at the bottom to increase. Okay. And the last question, explain why the force needed to pull the box across the two surfaces is not the same. Okay, because you know that wood, right? Wood is rougher than glass. So that's why higher force is needed. So you must mention the wooden surface is rougher than the glass surface. So the frictional force, right, between the wooden surface, okay, this one. Okay. The wooden surface is rougher than the glass surface, so friction between the wooden surface and the box is greater. As a result, more force is needed to overcome the friction on the wooden surface than on the glass surface. Okay, so not to worry, I will send this to you all shortly. I will do the screenshot and then I will send to the chat there. Those without the chat, no to worry, I will send this one. Okay. And this one also just now. Save, let me save this one first. Save. And this one also. And this. Okay. And then I will send to the chat to every one of you. The last 3 answer. 18, 17, 16. You look through the answer. So you all can download the thing before I end the class. Yeah. So any question? Everyone okay?